when they get their money, and this is important for you guys too, a lot of people, when they get their money, they go out to eat, that's $100. But if you take a little bit and you put it to the side for your dream, you know, you'll look up and be like, oh, man, I can't believe I did this, you know. But I would say it's possible, you know, just a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time. That's what I did. First we bought the land, and then, you know, we just worked the soil, and we just did it. You know, I got a check, and I got and if it was, I put $400 for some hoses. I bought the hoses, I bought my water hoses before I even had a water line in there, you know? So some stuff you do to just inspires you. You don't know, that's that faith again. You don't know, you're like, oh man, I need 10,000 to put this line in, 13,000 to put this line in. Well, let me first go ahead and get these hoses. I'm gonna hang these hoses up, you know? And then it just, you know, it's God will work it out. Yeah. How much money do you make per year? That's a good question. You know, I would say this. You can't go chasing money, right? You can't go to an industry that you say, oh, I want to be a doctor. Doctor makes a lot of money, you know? Or you say, I want to make a lot of money because I want to be in this industry, and then you go to school for 4 to 6 years and you get out and the market's changed, and that's not the industry anymore. And you owe them all this money, you know? I mean, if I would say follow your passion and your skill and what you're good at. If you're good at drawing, explore that, you know? If you are excellent at whatever you do, if you put time into whatever you do, the money will follow you, you know, and that's the best way to do it, you know. Find something that somebody will pay you $10 to do, and then keep doing it, you know, do it 10 more times, do it 10 more times, do it 10 more times, you know, and then you're at, you know, $1 million. This was my dream job. The question is, was this my dream job as a kid? I don't think it was, you know, and I as a kid, I wanted to be in the film industry, and so that's what I went to school for, and that's what I did, right? But I think everybody has you'll have different sides of you that you want to explore, you know, and so I just remember my grandmother, Miss Ophelia, right here, and tending her garden in our family farm. And what that meant to me when I went in the garden and I picked a tomato and I ate it, and I want my kids to have that same experience. So, and that's really why I started Ophelia's. How about over here? You got a question. You look a little bit animated. What's your name? Charles. Okay. Charles, what do you want to do, Charles? Job-wise, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
YouTuber? Okay. Do you have a channel? Do you have a channel yet, Charles? Your parents allow you to have a channel? Do you have a channel yet? Okay. How many videos you put out? 26. Do you put one out every week? Every month? Every week. Okay, so and I teach video production too, you know, because that's like one of my passions, you know. And we did 10,000 hours basically to excel in that. And I would tell you, it's possible for you, you know, but you're gonna have to put in the work. If you do produce a video 3 times a day for a year, I can guarantee you, you'll be one of the top YouTubers in the United States. But it's about consistency. You know, not a lot of people can do that, but I hope you can.
Do you do like any capturing of pictures and videos while you're performing?
Yeah, we do. We do mainly videos, and you go to our channel, Ophelia's Blue Vine Farm on YouTube, and you can watch. We have 120 videos. You know, documenting going all the way back to when me and my sons were farming in Ivanhoe on 37 and Willard. We did that market for 7 years. You know, we were out there, we get compost from the zoo, and my kids would be playing around in poop piles and throwing rocks that came out the elephant's butt, you know, and having fun. And they were like 4, 3, and 6 years old. Yeah, the elephants, they chew these rocks, they chew the rocks to help with their digestion. And all of that stuff's on our YouTube channel, Ophelia's Blue Vine Farm. And we did that, really, that's just so people can follow our journey and people can learn how to do what we've done, you know, because we don't want to, when I go, I don't want to take it with me, like, you know, grandma's recipe, secret recipe, I want to leave that knowledge. I am, you know, I mean, why could you not be happy? Again, the question comes back to money, and I think a lot of that has to do with television too, you know. But you know, you got a lot of money, you got a lot of stuff. It's not really, as you get older, as you mature, you'll see it's not worth it. It's not about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's about just inspiring other people, helping other people out, you know, and doing what you can with what you have. You know? So I would really advise against chasing money, because money is not making you happy. It's not really going to make you happy. Having people love you, caring for people, spending time with your loved ones, living in your dream is going to make you happy. Following something that you enjoy. So many people get into jobs because they're chasing money. So they get into a job and they hate going to work. People, when they see me, they're like, oh, why are you so happy in the morning? Like, you know, so like Mr. Henry, you know, why are you so, because you're living in your dream, you're living in what you love, you know? And if you do that, and if you do it so well that people pay you to do it. You would do it for free, but you do it so well, people pay you to do it, you know? So that's really what you need to concentrate on.
I want to bring some light to what you're saying. This brother, he is very humble. Very humble. I'm going to tell you that. So, you've been on the radio. You worked for Fox 41. This guy is a true engineer. Do you guys watch Fox 4 News? He's the guy who was behind the camera, engineering things, putting video together. Do you know how much this brother could be making? Really? Do you know how much he could be making a year? This dude could be a multi-millionaire with what he knows. Really. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just letting you know that what he's saying is critical. And take your hats off. Anybody got a hat on, take it off. Listen and internalize what he's saying. He's trying to tell you something. It's going to take you forward.
Thank you. You know, so, and when I was at 41, see, that's how I got there. And there's a philosopher who once said that if you want to excel at anything, you have to spend about 10,000 hours doing it. If it's playing video games or whatever, you know. And so a lot of people are like, well, how did you get your 10,000 hours? Did you need to go to school? Yeah, you could, but you don't need to. I'm going to give you an example of how I did 20,000 hours and how I got excellence in two different fields, okay? So first, when I was at 41 Action News, you know, I worked part-time, but I worked every day. You know, when we came in, they said, oh, we're gonna give you weekends off, and then we looked up and we was working every weekend. And I did that for 5 years, right? And so that, we got 7,000 hours, we got 7,000 hours there, right? And then, after I got off, you know, because in 2008, the economy was really bad. So after that, I created this company called Rolling Studios, and I started doing video projects for people like Mr. Henry, video projects for people like the Ad Hoc Group Against Crime, and I would go out every week and shoot and edit these projects, you know. And so that was another 4,000 hours right there. And so at the end of the day, I looked up and we're not advertising, people calling me to do stuff, and I could look at stuff and say, that's underexposed 2 stops, or what's wrong with your ISO, that doesn't sound right, you know. And then being in radio too, that got me even more expensive. Now the farm, so I'm going on. But now the farming thing, right, I didn't go to school for it, okay? But since I went to school, I learned how to do research, which is very important, okay? So I had a network of people that I knew, and I knew how to do research. I knew how to go to the library, look up certain books, look up certain articles, okay? And so after I got off my job at 41 at the TV station, I went to affiliates on 24th and Vine, you know what I'm saying? And I put in another 4 hours, another 5 hours, you know? And so, but I did that for 7 years. And that's how I got my 10,000 hours without going to school, you know? And now it's to a point where people will call me and they'll say, well, we want you to lecture on soil health, or we want you to lecture on this and that. And I didn't go to school for that, you know, I just did the work, you know. And when I was driving from every day, you know, when I'm driving from Greenwood, Lee Summit area, to KCK, it takes me an hour. And so instead of listening to the radio, you know, I put some knowledge in my head, right? So put on different books about my industry, right? So when I could have been listening to the radio and just have my head filled with garbage, filled with the past. But you can put on a book, a podcast, something in your field, bam, you picked up an hour. On the way back, you picked an hour. That's an extra 2 hours. And before you know it, you're an expert in your field. So those are some of the tips. Those are some of the tips that, you know, that I'd like to give back to you, you know, and think about your time. Your time is your most important asset, because your time, you can always make more money, but you can't get your time back. So be careful what you put in your head, and be careful how you spend your time. Okay, one more question right here. Smell like ginger? You know, I don't know. I do have some ginger in there, but it should, you know, it just, people smell buds or whatever they're called are a little bit differently, but that is rosemary officinalis. So that is truly rosemary, and that's how it should smell. And just cut that hours ago, and you can smell it, and you can, the stickiness, you can feel the oils and stuff like that. And you see that in Greek mythology, in how they used to make crowns and stuff like that. That's where that comes from. That's a deep one. You can research all of these herbs. All these herbs come from the Mediterranean area, and they all have historical significance. I have one that I put in my tea mix, and it's called hyssop, and it goes all the way back to the Bible. I've talked too much. You guys got to get cooking, and I hope this inspires you. I hope you can get out to the big farm. And if you have any questions, go to my website, Ophelia's Blue Vine Farm. Ophelia's Blue Vine Farm. And I have a contact form. So if you have any questions, just put in your name and your email address, and I'll hit you back. All right, thank you.
So I got some free movie tickets, and I got some free popcorn and drink tickets to whoever paid attention to Mr. Mike. I want somebody to tell me one thing that they learned from Mr. Mike. Xavier. A lot of people. I only got 2 more. Let's see. Young man in the back, is that Broderick? Broderick, what did you learn from Mr. Mike today?
Well, you could make a lot of money, like, you could make a lot of money on like, when you be on YouTube and you could bring videos and days, you could end up having a lot.
Okay, I like that. I'm looking for something a little more substance. I like that, Broderick. I like that. Caleb. Caleb.
Putting 10,000 hours into anything, you help you master it before you make a lot of money off of it.
How many hours? 10,000 hours. Okay. I got one more. We got to get it going. Philip. Can you speak up a little bit? Be careful what you put in your head. Like that. There you go. That just lets you know, always be paying attention to what's going on, okay? We're going to have more things like this all the time, okay? So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start getting to our session. Mr. Darius, take us away.
Circle up! There's somebody else, bring it around the table over here. I'm going with it. I need a volunteer for prayer real quick. Before I go on top. name is Darius. My week's pretty good. On Wednesday, I went to a SZA concert. It was awesome. It was real cool. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, it was awesome. Real cool. The performance, the setup, it was all really cool. Last night, I went to a Friday the 13th birthday party. It was real cool too. So, cool week, pretty good.
Checking in, my name is Anthony. This week, nothing much really happened, but they finalized the grades on and I had an A- in science, a B+ in ELA, and an A+ in history. Hear me out. I C in math, but
Okay.
Bite size.